Just starting by reflecting on last night, I suppose. How important, how crucial a win was that for you personally in your managerial reign here, but also for this team in terms of their growth and development and character?
Well, I think it was really important for all of us because obviously it's a competition that opened a few doors for us in terms of having the possibility to win a trophy and qualify for Champions League. And obviously this is all the time in our minds because we know our league position at the moment that has to improve dramatically. So obviously that competition gives us an extra chance and hope to achieve something this season.
And just the headlines will naturally go to Auba for his 2 goals, especially that nerve-wracking winner. But Bukayo Saka, 18 assists now, I think I was reading, since the start of last season, most in the Arsenal team. In your opinion, how good is he at 19 and how good can he be, do you believe?
How good can he be is a question that nobody can answer. It's how good he is and how good he wants to be. Probably that's where we can find a lot of answers of why he's doing so well. Because he's a boy that is constantly willing to learn, to get better, to work on the things that he can do better. And he's a very humble and hard-working one. And when that happens normally, and you have the talent that he has, things go well.
And just on Auba, do you feel like, obviously after a difficult few weeks for him, a couple of months for him, do you feel like he's starting to reach boiling point again? He's starting to take those chances that you would expect him to?
Yes, because he's getting into much better position. His rhythm during the games is much better with and without the ball. His movement. The week before when we played Benfica away, he had 3 big chances. And I'm not worried about missing them because I know that if he gets in those positions, he's going to be scoring consistently. So this is what he has to demand to himself. And if we have Auba at his best, obviously, as a team, we have a much better chance to be successful.
And naturally, it's a pretty fast turnaround before Sunday's clash with Leicester. You mentioned fatigue might be an issue with the likes of Bukayo in particular. Are you tempted to make changes depending on the turnaround, or is it difficult to change a winning team?
Let's see how we are feeling tomorrow. Today, obviously, the players are here. We are still in Greece. We have to travel back for a 4 hours flight. But fatigue is not going to be an excuse. We have to deal with that. We know that when you play European competition, you have to be able to perform every 3 days. And we're going to prepare the game for Leicester, just to play the same rhythm and intensity like we always do.
No new knocks or no new injuries, though, from last night?
No, we had some beats going on, but I don't know. I cannot tell you anything now because there are a few players still that are in contention for the game.
And just finally from me, on Leicester themselves, obviously there were differing results for yourselves and for them last night in the Europa League. Still, how big a character test is this for you and your team ahead of what is still a very, very difficult clash in the Premier League?
Yes, I think they've been really consistent in the league. I think they've done a lot of right things. I think there is not any luck or anything in how they have developed as a team. Obviously, they have a really good manager, a great coaching staff, and they have made a lot of good decisions in the last few seasons. They have built a way of playing that suits completely with the recruitment policy that they have, and with a bit of time, the quality that they had already in the team, with some young talents that they have recruited and the experienced players that already have, I think they have a really good mixture. So I think they totally deserve the position they are in at the moment.
Thanks, Mikel. Best of luck on Sunday and safe trip back as well.
Thank you.
Thanks, Andy. Move to Darmesh now, please.
Hi, Mikel. Congratulations again for yesterday. Just picking up on that result, just on the win itself, but the manner of how you won. What do you think that will do for you, your players, and the club as a whole for the rest of the season?
Well, hopefully for us and the players generate belief that we know in this competition we're going to go through difficult patches during a moment in a game or during a whole game or something unpredictable happens and you have to be able to react to it. All the winners in European competition have to have a magic moment, have to have a moment of luck, have to be able to overcome into a situation, and we did it last night, and in a convincing way as well, because I could see that the players were ready to fight and they never looked disappointed even after the way we conceded the second goal. So that gives me hope. It's a good experience to have together, that hopefully we can use it for the future in the next games.
You mentioned magic moment there. Does it really have that feel that maybe in the future, in a few months, in a year or so, that you might look back on that moment and say, potentially that's where it changed for us?
You need to win competitions. You need that. When we beat City and Chelsea to win the FA Cup final, when we beat Liverpool to win the Community Shield, you need those moments in the game, someone to produce a moment of something unexpected, you know, and then minimize obviously the individual errors that can cause you or can lead to any goals. If you have those two things, I think you're in a much better position to win something.
Could you just elaborate a little bit more on Aubameyang and his change in form? You mentioned that he's getting in better positions. It's now 7 goals in the last 7 games. Is it just to do with what he's been doing on the pitch? Is there any other change that you've noticed in him?
I don't know. Sometimes when you go through a difficult moment, you can approach those moments and get into a sad mode. And I think it's the worst thing you can do, because nobody has to feel sorry for yourself when you are having those moments. What you have to do is get upset, get angry, work harder, and approach the situation and face it, and face the challenge in a way that can create even more motivation and more hunger to do it. And I think in recent weeks I've seen that reaction. For example, the other day in training session before we played here, he missed a penalty and he was really upset. Instead of going sad, and he was upset. And I told the coaching staff, I like that. He will be fine tomorrow. Because when you are with that mentality, I think it's the right way to approach the difficult moments.
Just a final one from me, Mikel. Just ahead of Leicester, I mean, we talk about Pep Guardiola potentially becoming the manager of the season. David Moyes is in the conversation as well. Should Brendan Rodgers be in that bracket, do you think?
I think so. Obviously, what the City are achieving at the moment is phenomenal, is unprecedented, and obviously I think that has to be rewarded. But as I mentioned before, what Leicester has done in recent years, what they have already achieved this season with the level of consistency that they've shown in the Premier League, with the level that is in the Premier League, I think it's something, in my opinion, to consider, obviously.